Hello and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at agent teams. Agent teams is a Claude Code feature that got released along with Opus 4.6 by Anthropic last week. So we're going to take a look at how it works and how that might fit into your workflow. So essentially, based on their own definition, agent teams lets you to coordinate multiple Claude Code instances working together. So this is a little bit different from sub-agents where you have multiple agents running in one session. This is essentially Claude Code multiplying itself into multiple sessions, with one of the sessions being sort of the lead session that is coordinating work and assigning tasks to all these other sessions. I'm going to show you an example of how it works, but let's take a look at some of the things that they've mentioned here as to when to use sub-agents versus agent teams so that you can kind of keep that in mind. So they talk about when you're doing research or review. So let's say you're researching multiple code bases or multiple aspects of a very large code base, and you want to split that work to agents, and you don't want the context window to be fully polluted by the different work that each of the agents are doing. You want to use, agent teams where it's doing all of that work and essentially bringing it all together in one place. All right. Now, the other piece is when you're trying to build like a whole feature. Now, this is something I've been seeing quite often is when you're trying to build, like, say, a full stack app, you have a backend piece, a front end piece. You might have two separate agents handling both. And the good thing about the way agent teams is designed is that these spun out agents can communicate with one another along with communicating with the team leader. So that's really the big difference here, is that there's that coordination between teams themselves, but also with the actual team leader. Now, to get this enabled in your system, you have to go to your settings and ensure that this flag is set to 1. All right. So to do that, basically what you want to do is to go to Nano, your Claude settings on JSON, and this is going to pull this up, and all you need to do is basically write in Claude Code experimental agent teams, and that should be good to go. One of the things I've noticed basically is that there are two main ways you can get this spun up. You can either allow Claude to make the determination of how many teammates need to be spun out, or you can define that by yourself. So in this example, they basically told Claude to spin up different teammates. So one for UX, one for technical architecture, and one playing devil's advocate. So this seems to be one of the patterns that they're using. So one that is basically there to critique the work of the others, which typically improves the output. So if you've been building any agents and you're using LLMs for critique, typically that tends to help you improve the output. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the architecture of agent teams. So agent teams have this sort of setup. You have a team lead. So this is the main Claude Code session, and I'm going to show you this very, very shortly. You have teammates, which are separate Claude Code sessions that are running outside of the main session, which is the lead session. And then you have a task list that is basically a shared list of work items. As each agent is performing their task, they're updating that as well until they complete, and they can complete independent of one another, or maybe in certain scenarios, they might wait for one another to complete specific aspects of the task. And then they have a messaging system between them. And this is really the genius part of this. This is really what makes this thing really special, is how they can interact with one another while building. The front-end engineer can interact with the back-end engineer, like ask for clarifications, things of that nature. And they can also reach back to the team leader if they wanted to. Let's actually go ahead and try running this so you could see what this looks like. I'm going to use the example of creating an MCP app. So I'm going to go to iTerm. And for this to actually work, I would recommend using Tmux. Tmux is a package that makes it easy for you to visualize multiple CLI sessions that are happening in your system. So I'm going to start a Tmux session. Now you can install Tmux with Homebrew, or you can go to their website and see how to install it. So I'm going to be using Tmux for this. So I'm now in a Tmux session. So you're going to see why this is important, because this is really important in illustrating exactly what's happening inside the system. So I'm going to spin up Claude as a starting point. So we're going to see our Claude code has been spun up. So here is what I'm actually doing. I'm trying to build an MCP app that basically helps me find parks when I input a city. So I'm telling to build this particular application. I'm telling to use a scale for building MCP apps. Now I'm going to say spin up a few agents, front end, back end. I'm going to say, and a design critic to work on this. And I will like for you to use Sonnet as the models. So I'm going to go ahead and spin this up. All right. Now it's going to create the team and the tasks. So this, the lead Claude agent here is going to do the work of creating the team. So you're going to see once it creates the team, we're going to see that Tmux is going to essentially show us the different sessions for each of the teammates for this. All right. So now it says it's created the tasks. And now let me spawn all 3 agents. So as you can see here, this is the very first agent, the backend agent. It has spun up. So you can see backend dev. It's going to be passing information to the backend dev. And now it's also going to spin up a front end developer as well. So up here, we could see our front end and our back end prompts working in tandem, and they're all working in parallel. So this is pretty cool. All right. And you can see something right here, right? And this is something I want you to take a look at. So we have the backend dev working over here and the front end working over here. And it says the design front end critic is blocked currently because it needs to wait for the front end agent to finish the work before it passes it over to this sort of critic, which is going to kind of take a look at what the front end dev has done to give its okay before you kind of, proceed. So that's what the way it's sort of spinning this up. And so it's still working. It says all files are in place. Both agents completed their work. Now let me spawn a new critic. Okay, there you go. So the critic is here. Now this critic is going to be taking a look at sort of the design and providing some kind of critique of what the front end UI builder or the front end dev has done, which is amazing. So kind of think about testing or review for specific elements of what your agent has built. You could sort of spin out a team of this nature. Now, bear in mind, your prompts can be even more explicit. You can really go into details of what tools or skills each of these different agents can use to solve whatever problem you're trying to get them to solve. And that really makes a whole lot of difference. All right. So our critic is going to continue to go along the way and do its thing. All right. So all 3 agents have completed their work. Let me verify and notice that front ends. Okay. So it's making some changes to it. So it's doing some polishing. Okay, so it's going to build our app, and we're going to take a look at the app that it has built. So build succeeded. Now let me start testing the server. Okay. So it's going to run the npm to start our MCP server. So it seems like our MCP server is now starting. Do you want to proceed? Okay, so our MCP server has started, which is amazing. And one of the things we can do right here is to expose that Okay, so we're going to just expose this. So I'm basically using Cloudflare to expose my 3001. So I'm going to grab this API endpoint and we're going to go test the app that was built by our agents. Let's see if it's done. So the app is fully built and the server is running at this, ready for you to test with any host you want. Okay, cool. So, and you can see here as well, it sort of shut down all the different teams. So it shut down the front end team and shut down the back end team and the critic, and it only has just one team on. So now I can go ahead and test out our app to see what it looks like. And we'll also look at it. So I think just to see what the app it created, we could see the Pack Finder app. So we can see right here, this is the app it created, which is a Pack Finder application, which is right here. So it's exposed. Okay, so now let's go ahead and test it out. So I'm just going to go into my settings page. All right, so we'll go to connectors. We'll add a custom connector and we're going to call this Pack Finder app. I'm going to throw this in here /MCP. Add this. So it looks like our app is there and we can see find parks. I'm going to make it always allow just for now. And we just say, using the Pack Finder app, help me find park near Ottawa. All right, so let's go ahead and see how it performs and what it built for us. All right, there we go. So it says ready to search. Beautiful. So he's found 1,000 parks near Ottawa, which is crazy, insane. So you can see each park is right here. It's sort of in this sort of thing, and you can see each park when I click on them. You know, some information is popping out. Dogwood Park, Andy Shields Park, Victoria Park. Okay, so there's quite a ton of parks over here, as you can see, but each one it has been mapped out correctly. And yeah, so this was Boyce Park and so on and so forth. So yeah, so there you go. It was able to build out this particular application, MCP application, using an MCP skill and using the combination of 3 agents to build it out. So there you go. So if you're looking to build anything like this, feel free to check out Agent Teams, try it out. Found it to be really good. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that this thing is token hungry. So keep that in mind while you're building. But yeah, this is fun. I think that this release is going to just accelerate how quickly you can build, because with things running in parallel in that way and communicating with each other, I think you're going to have less issues and stuff like that. So this is really good. I think as we sort of continue to look at Claude Code and some of the amazing things you're doing, this is a really important update to this particular agent harness, which has become one of the best agent harnesses out there. All right, so that's it for today. Until next time, do have a great one. Cheers.